And welcome to Off the Tee. Going to change it up a little bit, a little pop-up tee time over here, recapping the Masters round one. My name is Chris Exusion. You can find me at Chris Ebom on Twitter and at OTT Matchups. And what a day today. The course played crazy. The greens were super fast. Putts were even going into the water for the most part. But overall, very good golf regardless of the bad coverage that was going on for the most part. And now that we're going to go into day two now, we got a little bit of a kind of mix up at the leaderboard. We got Justin Rose -7 here, Brian Harman -3, Hideki Matsuyama -3, and the list goes on and on. I saw something on Twitter today I talked about before with Kyle Porter from CBS. He posted that in the last 16 years, the winner came out at the top 10. So I think that's very important to look at. And the top 10 right now is currently Justin Rose, Brian Harman, Hideki Matsuyama, Christian Bezaden-Hoot, Patrick Reed, Webb Simpson, Will Zalatoris, Tyrell Hatton, Siwoo Kim, Jason Kokrak, Shane Lowry, and of course, everyone's favorite Jordan Spieth. So that's what we're looking at here. If you guys got any questions regarding bets or anything, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm going to look at some live bets that we can possibly play tomorrow. So I'm looking at DraftKings right now, and I'm seeing Justin Rose is a favorite +400. I'm just telling you right now, I'm never playing that. He had the round of his life. Everything went perfectly fine. And honestly, I cannot take him at 4-1. That's terrible value. If you take it, God bless you, because I just don't see that working out at all. And then you got Jordan Spieth 8-1. I talked about it before that I would possibly play Jordan Spieth at live because the number wasn't good to start. Now it's even worse. So that's somebody that I'm not looking at here. Hideki Matsuyama is 12-1. He had a really good day today, honestly. From what I could see from the coverage wasn't all that great, honestly. No shock to anybody. But as far as that goes, so from what I saw from him, he was driving the ball pretty decently for the most part. I didn't see much of his putting. It must have been fine, or he must have just been sticking it to the pin for the most part with the approach shots. So can that hold up anymore? I highly doubt it. I wouldn't play Matsuyama 12-1. He is currently tied for second at -3. I actually wanted to get into Webb Simpson a little bit. He was a guy that I had for first round leader. He was at -4. And I looked at what he did, and I believe it was on the 16th hole. He ended up getting in the water. It was a par 3, and then he had a good tee shot after that, but then missed the putt, and that got him to double bogey. He was in contention to possibly get the -5 or stay at -4, be close. But Justin Rose was pretty much the story of the day. He just did absolutely everything right here, and I think we can take advantage of that by not playing him here, being 4-1. Some other guys I was looking at, Siwoo Kim, a guy that I wasn't that crazy about. He was at top of the leaderboard. He's at -1 now, currently tied at 8th. I don't really expect much from him either. His number is, let me see, 1 second. Siwoo Kim. I actually don't see his number in the top 10 best odds. So that says a lot right there. I don't think he's going to really have that good of a go around. But the guys I'm kind of looking at, Patrick Reed, he didn't do a whole lot today. He was -2 today to start. He was a guy that I was talking about that could possibly be good around the green. Somebody I originally didn't have on my playing card, but if you follow me at Chris Ebom, I had a free play pretty much from DraftKings. I hope everyone else looked at it today. And yeah, so we got Risk Advisor 7 years. You have Webb Simpson listed at 16-1. Okay, well, that's good there. At least that's more value there. The lines could have changed for the most part, but I personally saw it was a couple of hours ago on DraftKings. It was at 14-1. 16-1 is even better. He just played really well for the most part. I got to see a lot of his coverage. I like what I saw. He's very reliable hitting the fairways. I think he's going to continue doing that. I think he's somebody that you should honestly look at there for play. I think he's a real good spot. Patrick Reed, I'm going to get back to him again. He's at -2. Great around the green play for the most part. And before that, I got checked out that question or just statement, if you will. Patrick Reed, I had a free bet with DraftKings. I don't know if you guys looked on your emails or anything, but they had an outage yesterday, I believe, and they're giving out pretty much free money, just saying, oops, I'm sorry that this whole thing was messed up. And they gave me a free $20 bet. So I decided to put it on Patrick Reed at 30. I want to say it was like 33 to 1. I don't have the exact number on me, but pretty quiet day for Patrick Reed, -2, but he was consistent. And because those greens are so fast, his around the green game is big. And I also talked about Webb Simpson before. He's one of the top guys when it comes to around the green. He's a guy that I'm going to look at my card here with my past notes here because I liked him for first round. He was let's see, in the field. He strokes gained. He was second in the entire field in strokes gained around the green, and that's an important stat that had to be incorporated with these fast greens that were going on. They were like brown practically. They forcibly made these greens very fast because they were embarrassed by November. So they wanted to make sure they weren't going to have another running up the score, even though Justin Rose just played out of his mind. But he was a guy that was there as well. So, I mean, typically the top 10 usually wins this for the most part. And all right, we got Rick checking in here. He says, I loved Sungjae Im, but blew up with the 9 on the 15th hole. Oh man, that's terrible. I didn't even see that. I know he was doing okay there. Let me see what I have here for him. He had a 9 there. Oh my gosh, that's he gets kind of crazy though. Sungjae Im, I love him. He's a ball striking machine, but there's holes that get kind of crazy for the most part. And we got check it in. What's your best bet for tomorrow in matchups? And I'll bet it right now. Now we're talking. Okay. So let me look at the DraftKings board here. Let's check that out here. Log in right now. Get that going. I like it. We're looking for a matchup play for tomorrow. So let's see what we got here. Okay, going on DraftKings. I know everyone uses different books. I'm just going to use DraftKings. They usually have like the best amount of bets as far as golf goes, but FanDuel's been getting better as well. PointsBet has been solid. So let's see here. The Masters. All right. Yeah, we're looking for a matchup play. So let's see. Groups. Matchup play here. I'm looking. You typically, I tend to use ShotLink data, but unfortunately, the Masters pretty much keeps all that ShotLink data to themselves, and that's really something that I use. But based on what I saw today, I'm going to give you something that we're going to play here. Let me see. From what I saw from the coverage, it was going from Amen corner, and it was 15, 16, and then the feature group. So let's see what we can cook up here. I'll tell you what, Shane Lowry had a pretty good day. I'm all about fading Justin Rose for the most part because he had a really good round. But Lowry was -1. He hit a big putt I saw. I think it was 17. He's currently plus 104, Shane Lowry, without the tie against Justin Rose. Obviously, he favored -132 because the fact that he looks so amazing and just going to get a lot of public attention. I don't have all the data, of course, where I can really analytically break it down, but I did watch some of Shane Lowry. I like what I saw. I expect regression from Justin Rose, so that's a spot I'm also looking at there. I'm looking here. Let's see what else we got here. So I like Shane Lowry. I think he should have a better day, and then I think Rose is due for that regression as well. My man was also talking about Sungjae Im here about how he loved him over here. Let's look at the matchup they got over here. So Sungjae Im is playing Matthew Fitzpatrick over here. He hit a big putt I saw today. I don't know. There's a lot of fight with Matthew Fitzpatrick, and I always like to kind of take that kind of guy. He's always real solid, especially with this putting on these kind of greens. And Sungjae M actually has been putting pretty well of late. I believe he was 8th. Oh, let me check my notes real quick. So Sungjae M, because I liked him for top 20. I liked him at plus 138 there. And let me see here. So let's see. Sungjae M. He is actually ranked 10th in strokes gained putting in the entire field, but Matthew Fitzpatrick's ranked 1st. And I don't know. I really like Matthew Fitzpatrick in this tournament. Plays really well for these kind of tournaments, the big name tournaments. He's a guy I definitely want to roll with there. If I had to choose a matchup there, I would like Matthew Fitzpatrick minus 132 without the tie against Sungjae M. Once again, I like the matchups without the tie because they can happen, but I just don't want to be beat by a tie. That's like the worst way to lose. All right, let's keep looking down the board over here. All right, we got Risk Advisor checking in again. I'm looking at Casey over McIlroy. Rory is a mess right now. He is a mess right now. You're 100% right. Casey looked really good today. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that's just based on his work that he's had all year round, and he's been really good with the approach shots, and he was really good over Europe. He was a guy that won a tournament over Europe. He was a guy I've been eyeing for a while. He hasn't really panned out for me, and I kind of backed off on the Masters, which I kind of regret a little bit because he's been looking really good. Let me see if I see that on DraftKings. Let me see. Let's see. Casey. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Casey against Berger. And I don't see McIlroy. I see him against Xander, Rahm. I wonder if that was on DraftKings or that was another book, because I'm just using DraftKings at a time. I mean, I would personally take Casey over him because I do agree with that. All right, we got Rick checking in. Im's problems is his irons. Yeah, I agree. His irons used to be really good. They haven't been that good of late. Top 10 off the tee, though. Yeah, he's very accurate with his fairway hits. That's for sure. So it's a yin and yang. But it's actually, Sungjae M used to be amazing off the approach shots. But for whatever reason, his approach shots really haven't been that good. But yeah, he's been great off the tee because he's been so accurate. That I think that's really key, especially here at Augusta. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't see that Casey over McIlroy. I would probably take it too, even if I had to lay juice there. I'm looking at, let's see what else we got. We got Casey versus Patrick Reed. Let's see. I dropped my phone, so that was always fun. I didn't break it. Let's see. Oh man, let's see. Jason Day minus 157. That's a really big number. I'll tell you what, the Siwoo Kim Corey Connors matchup. I'm looking at that over here. Corey Connors, let's see what he did today. Let me see what he's got, because I'm not really big on Siwoo Kim. All right, so he's +1 on the day. Corey Connors. I know Siwoo's -1 because I was watching him all day today. So let me see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, Corey Connors, he did start off pretty hot. He was around -1, I believe, maybe -2, but then he ended up falling off towards the end. I would lean towards Corey Connors against Siwoo Kim. I really didn't like him that much. I know he's really good around the green game, but I don't know. He's just so volatile. It's just like, is he gonna he has this he was on top of the leaderboard, and then all of a sudden he just dropped down to -1. Like that, I think that could happen again, and it could just get a lot worse for him. Let's see what else we got here. Tournament lines. Oh, we got top 10s as well. Okay, let's see what we can work with here. Any top 20s? Oh, we got top 20s too. Look at this. Let's see. And then Rick was also saying he's staying away from Rory too. I don't blame him. Yeah, he just does not look good. And you know what's kind of crazy? I was kind of looking at what Dustin Johnson was doing today because they had him on the featured groups today. He had like multiple eagle attempts today on the green. He was actually playing pretty well. I mean, but you know, you're getting your favorite. He's actually 20-1. I would consider that. That's great value for Dustin Johnson at 20-1. It's a good spot there. Let's see how many strokes he's down right now. I know he's not in that top 10 group, so I think like he's gonna be breaking a trend for the most part, but let's see here. Dustin. I think he was +2. Let me make sure. Yeah, he was +2. So right now he's down 9 strokes on Justin Rose, but I'm not really considering that much because I think Dustin can make much more of a move. I've seen Justin Rose take these leads before and then not do anything with them. He's choked on them before. He's pretty much dropped out of events before, so I'm not too concerned about Justin Rose. Hideki Matsuyama, his putting it's been better, but it's not anything else. Webb Simpson, I'd be a little worried about. Patrick Reed, he's fantastic. He's a guy that when his back's against the wall and pretty much people say he can't win, he ends up winning. So he's kind of a sneaky good play. Will Zalatoris, if you watch my show at all, I always love talking about Will Zalatoris. He's one of the new young guys that's a ball striking machine. He's actually at -2 so far, which is really great. I just didn't take him because he was a debutante. It was his first time here, and typically experience does matter. So, but as far as matchup plays go, I'm leaning on that. Let me look because I was talking about a couple of matchups there. That Shane Lowry +104 looks pretty good. You're getting plus money right there, and he had a real good consistent game. Justin Rose played out of his mind. He's making pretty decent putts as well. And Shane Lowry kind of fits this course too. So I like that spot right there for him. And then Jason Kokrak -1. He's a guy that's amazing off the tee as well. And a pretty solid putter. So it's like a good combination. Let's see what he is at for like a top 20 right now. Because I think he could stay around this top 20. I think he's good enough to stay around here. Even money +100. I mean, I know the values are all gone, but that's okay. You know, like you can still have a horse in the race. And even if you're not like getting a lot of money returned back, I think some of these golfers are proving that they are pretty solid. And Jason Kokrak seems like he's going to do pretty well the rest of the week at even money. I really like him there for top 20. Let me see where we're at as well. Now we got Rick checking in again. My lineup was Spieth, Connors, Sungjae Im, Casey, Schauffele, and Matsuyama. Was doing good until Im blew up. Yeah, that's a pretty solid lineup. I mean, Spieth's gonna. You know what the funny thing about fantasy is? It's like you shouldn't even worry about the one day. Like I've had lineups where I've been like really doing well going through Saturday, and then Sunday it just gets all blown up. So hang in there with that lineup. I mean, I want to see where Schauffele's even for the day. Matsuyama had a good day, of course. Casey was great. Sungjae Im. Let me see Sungjae M. Let me see what he's Sungjae. I'll just put M. That'll be better. As I'm talking to myself, searching for guys here. Oh, geez, yeah, +5. But you know what? I mean, the cut's going to be really high anyway with him. So, I think he could possibly still make the cut. I don't know what the cut line's going to be at. I'll look tomorrow once it comes up. Let's see. Top 60 is at +4. So right now it's probably +4 right now, the cut line. Right now he's only 1 away. So I mean, he runs off. Sungjae Im rips off birdies left and right real quick. And of course, Connors I think he was at +1. I was talking about him earlier. And then Spieth was at -1. He ended up being -1 at the end of the day. So all right, we got my man checking in here. What do you think about Bubba beating Hovland? Okay, let me see. Is that on DraftKings? Let's check it out. Let me look up Bubba here. Let me see what the line is. Bubba Victor Hovland. Wow, Bubba's plus 123, no tie, and then Victor Hovland's minus 155. Yeah, I mean, if you watched my show before, I'm a huge Victor Hovland fan. He's a guy that can rip it off for the most part. Yeah, he was sporadic everywhere. He battled all day. Even the announcers like, this guy gets the award for like just surviving today. He like putted one deep. His game was outrageous. His tee game was horrible. If you watched him play, he was spraying it everywhere. And then he would try to get out, and then he was in another like tree. Like, it was just a mess. And you know what? Bubba Watson's feeling really comfortable to try. He had like every fairway today, Bubba. I would definitely take plus 123 tie, no bet, especially a guy that's won here a couple times. He's feeling really comfortable, feeling good. Hovland is a very sporadic guy. I would definitely take Hovland plus 123 there. All right, Risk Advisors. What is with this Brian Harman resurgence? He's been playing so well. Blow up coming. All right, let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's happening with Harman here. So Harman's at -3. I'm going to see. Let me check something out real quick. Let me see what Harman's done of late. Let's see. I should have logged into my stuff over here, my database stuff. Let me see. Let's see, Victor Hovland. No, we're looking for Brian Harman. Brian Harman. That's what we're looking at here. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I'll get to your other guys' questions and everything. Let me see. Harman. I want to see what he's been doing of late, because I want to see what kind of track record we have for him. So I'm definitely intrigued by him, because he is a guy that's been on top of the board. So let's see what Brian Harman. Let's see what he's done of late. Okay, Dell Technology. I don't even count. By the way, guys, I don't even count that match play stuff, because it's a different kind of beast when you think about it. You know, match play is so much more different, and I feel like it favors a lot of the international guys. Those international guys love that international play. I mean, the matchup play, if you will. The players. Wow, he finished third there. Pretty good off the tee. He's been solid off the tee. Putting has been pretty solid. So he's been good off the tee and good putting. That's like been a good combination. And let's see, he's finished 43rd, 39th. Let's see, 43rd at the Genesis. Finished third at the Players. So, wow, yeah. 39th Pro-Am. Waste Management 36. I mean, it's hard, because like I'm looking at what he's been doing. He's been really good off the tee, so he's probably been pretty accurate. I doubt Brian Harman's been really driving the ball that far. I would have to look more into that. So I'm assuming he's hitting a lot of fairways, and his putting's been really good. So maybe he does hang around a little bit. Maybe not quite a blow up, but we'll see. And we got to check in. I had Victor to win his group today. What a crazy win. I'm not sure who was in his group. I didn't do a whole lot of group plays per se, but I mean, that was definitely a sweat if he had Victor Hovland, that's for sure. But either way, it's going to be awesome. By the way, just a programming announcement also. I'm going to be on Fox Sports The Gambler live in studio from 4 to 6. I'll be in studio. I haven't been in studio in a couple years for Fox Sports The Gambler with Sean Brace for the Daily Ticket. I used to do the Super Bowl stuff and everything. But yeah, I'm going to be in studio, ready to roll. Going to bring the war room over to the studio. And we're going to see what we can do live while the show's going on live as well. So tune in to iHeartRadio, Fox Sports The Gambler. All right, let's see what else we got here. Some other bets we can look at, because, I want to see if I can get you guys a bunch of bets here. Let's see. Let's look at some round 6 shooters. since you get some really good value there as well. Let's see. Wow, there's some crazy lines. Does Bryson DeChambeau come back tomorrow? That's a real question. That's a guy that I was really high on for the most part. He's getting beat up by Augusta again. Like, I'm just shocked. I swore, a guy that put so much work into his game and actually had November to play it, and then going into it, a guy that has such distance on his game and is a great putter. Like, he is not playing well. I'm kind of not it's been bad for the most part. I thought he has the stats to play well here, but obviously hasn't shown. He's gonna have to make the cut and make some noise to move into here. But as far as top 10 guys go, he's not even remotely close to that. I think he is +5, or is he +4? Let me see what he's at. DeChambeau. He's +4. So I mean, Phil, people thought Phil would be playing well. He's +3. So, I mean, that's kind of where I think he would be for the most part. Let me see what other guys were here. I had a future on Molinari, but that got messed up because of Jordan Spieth. I had him at 100-1, but he ended up being like 175-1. So that just stunk. I think I might be the only guy that actually didn't want Spieth to win that, because he just screwed up the odds for all my futures. Like, I had Finau when he was playing good, and he was at 33-1. I ended up taking him. That was during that stretch at the Genesis and everything, and he was playing really good. Now he doesn't even look that good. But you know what? He is +2. He's in the top 30. And, we'll see there. I'm not too sure. I didn't feel good about coming in, I'll be honest with you. If you guys got any questions regarding bets or anything, hit me up, man. I'll throw you on the spot here, and then we'll look and see what we're looking at here. Let's see. Another guy I was looking at. Oh, wow. Paul Casey actually finished +1. He was doing really well. He must have really fell off today towards the end, because he was near the top. He must have had a bad let me see what the leaderboard, because I'm looking at. Okay, here we got Risk Advisor checking in again. Thanks, man. I appreciate you chiming in a lot. I'm going to throw your stuff in here for sure. Give me your best dog for tomorrow. I'll tell you what, that Bubba play is actually not that bad. I got a question asked about a Bubba Victor Hovland deal. I mean, but he's just so like. Hovland's so good. His approach shots are incredible. He can turn the switch on at any point. He's always giggling. He's always smiling. He's always having a good time. I swear he's high every time he plays. I think he is, but that's okay. You do what you got to do. I don't knock it. If you like smoking, you like smoking, So let me see. Dog. Oh, well, you know what? The 6-shooters might actually have a good opportunity here. I might be able to get you some decent money on a 6-shooter. Let's see. I'll tell you, I'll give you a heads up. Let me give you a heads up, because that'll be easier. The 6-shooters is a little tough. I kind of like that Bubba Watson, but I mean, he's so good as well. Let's see. Best dog. Let me see. Swaffer. And these matchups are not that easy. They throw them against really dogs for the most part. You got like a Brandon Langer, Zalatoris. With Zalatoris lane 265. It's outrageous. I'll tell you what, even like a Kevin Kisner getting +120 against Joaquin Niemann, he's been all over the place. He ended up fighting back at the end of the day. That wasn't a bad spot there to take Kisner. God, Lee Westwood. He was a hot mess. That's a guy that's tired. I swear, Lee Westwood, should just have his fiance on the bag because he plays so much better with when she's on there because he just has that swag to him that he's just, they're in the honeymoon stage. Everything's great. When he has his son on there, he sucks. Wow, Jon Rahm's minus 148 versus Rory McIlroy. That's a big line. I'll tell you what. All right. I got a plus 107. Paul Casey against Daniel Berger. I think that's a real good spot. Daniel Berger's more of the name. Paul Casey kind of fell off towards the end, but he shrugs that stuff kind of off really well. So risk advisor, I would take Paul Casey plus 107 versus Daniel Berger with no tie. So so Paul Casey, I'll type that in now. Paul Casey plus 105 versus Berger. I didn't like Berger that much in the first place in this, so so I'm going Paul Casey plus 105 versus Berger. I think you're going to lower plus money. Paul Casey, a lot of guys really liked him in the first place, and then the fact that he kind of fell off, I think you're even getting more value with him. If he would have been around that -2, -3, he probably would have been a favorite. No problem. Guy's always happy-go-lucky. He just sticks to his game. So I like Paul Casey plus 107. I apologize. Plus 107. So yeah. All right. Cool. That's good. If you guys have any other bets that you want, I'm more than happy to see what you like. I think that's a pretty good dog right there. From what I saw, the most part. Let me see what Berger ended up finishing here. I'm just going based on Berger was +3. I think he might come back a little bit. I don't know. I think Casey should have a really good bounce back day. I'll be honest with you. I think Casey should have a pretty strong bounce back. So Jordan Spieth, he falls at top 8. So he falls in that top 10 category of guys that typically could win the tournament after round 1. And his odds, let's see his odds here. Jordan Spieth, he's 8-1. So you're losing 11.5 to 8-1 now. And then he's only, what is he at? That's crazy. Man, people must be betting Spieth so hard. I mean, that's insane. Spieth was -1, so he's 6 back. But once again, I think that number isn't that big of a deal at the end of the day because I think Rose will come back to reality tomorrow. I mean, he just had an incredible round, and I think just everything went right with him. And, if Rose had more of a track record of playing good throughout the year, then I would be like, oh, maybe Rose is the guy to do it. He might still pull it off, but I really don't feel like he's going to. Once again, guys, thank you for listening again. I appreciate everything. We got Connor checking in. Any round matchups you like? Yeah, I talked about it earlier, but I'm more than happy to send them out again. The couple of them I really like here is, I'll make sure. I like Shane Lowry plus 104 with no tie against Justin Rose. I think that's a good spot. I also like Matthew Fitzpatrick minus 132 for Sungjae Im. No tie as well. Once again, I don't have my shot link data where I can analytically tell you why I like these plays from based what I saw in the golfers I've watched all year round. This is what I'm analyzing for the most part. So that's another spot. Somebody also brought up, let's see, where was it at? I think it was that Bubba matchup. Bubba versus Victor Hovland. I know Victor Hovland's really good, and he could have an amazing round tomorrow. He could just rip off 5-6 under. Just it can happen. But I think for the value of Bubba Watson hitting those fairways with that hooking drive, he just looked really comfortable out there, and rightfully so. He's won 2 times, I believe. So plus 123 against Victor Hovland tomorrow. I like that as well. I think you're laying juice because of the name of Victor Hovland, and rightfully so. And then I'm also looking at what I talked about before, one of my favorite dogs, Paul Casey plus 107 versus Daniel Berger. He's a guy I just didn't like in the first place. I don't think he's really doing that well. for this kind of course. Let me get my notes back up for it so I can explain it to you here. I have so many things that I was talking about. I originally talked about on Off the Tee with Harry Mays that I liked Webb Simpson plus 100 even money versus Berger, and that's coming out really nicely because Webb Simpson's playing really well. I believe he's up 5 strokes on him. But Berger, his issue was that he hasn't really played in Augusta in a while, and he just hasn't had a real good showing from there. And Simpson, and just in general, his game just doesn't really match up too well with this course. I don't know. He's just been. I mean, he should have played well beforehand, and he hasn't. So let's see. So Connor says, got hosed on Answer over English today. Oh, Answer is like my kryptonite. It's just. He just, oh man, I played him live 11-1 last week, and it was just terrible. I couldn't. He had great numbers to play live. He was low on his strokes game putting, and his push shots are great. He was great off the tee, and then he just fell off completely. I'm done with Answer. I know my man Harry Mays is off of Answer, so I feel for you losing with Answer. Well, I'm shocked you took English, honestly, because he's been in terrible form. But hey, if you have a good spot and you're doing your homework, I didn't look at this matchup personally, so it is what it is. English hasn't been too hot. I think the Sony Open was the last time he played well when he won that against Joaquin Niemann. But let's see what else we got here. So Webb plays within himself, can't overpower Augusta. Yeah, I think that's important though. Like Webb Simpson knows what he's good at. He hits fairways and he putts well. Those are the things he does, and he strikes the ball pretty well too. I mean, he's not terrible at approach shots. So, and he's great around the green. Like being great around the green at Augusta right now with these brownish greens right now that are going super fast, I think is very important. And this actually kind of plays into Webb Simpson. I wish I would have played him personally to win. I loved him for top 20 when I talked with Sean Brace on Fox Sports The Gambler, and then of course on my show Off the Tee that was on Tuesday, which is usually on Mondays, but because of the national championship it was on Tuesday. But he's just so good around the green, and he hits tons of fairways. Like when I saw him at the Waste Management when he was playing against Tony Finau, like he just hit like fairway after fairway after fairway. It was just like nothing for him. Like, yeah, he's not going to hit it like a million yards, but like you don't have to hit a million yards if you hit it right on the fairway. You could hit it like 260, 280. It doesn't even matter. So, I mean, that was big there, and he is playing within himself. And I think that's important. You shouldn't try to overpower Augusta. And I feel like Bryson made that mistake the first go around, and I thought he would learn from that. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of his play because he wasn't part of the featured groups. The coverage has been bad once again on the Masters. Like when the Players Championship was going on, it was every tour shot. I could go to any matchup I wanted to go to. I could see like a Will Zalatoris. I could see like any kind of random matchup and see them play the entire time. It was incredible. And they should have did this for the Masters, but they didn't. It is what it is. But I agree with you. Webb does play within himself, and that's what he does. He is very good. And I liked him for first round for that reason, but he fell apart on that one hole where he hit it in the water. But it is what it is, And then his live line is now. Those are actually some good matchup plays. I'm going to put those in soon. I like those. I'm going to ride with you guys with that for sure. He's 14-1. I mean, does he win this? He could. I mean, he's won tournaments before. He won the RBC Heritage. He's won the Waste Management. I mean, he can win tournaments. You need somebody that can win tournaments here. And he could do that. It just stinks because he was probably around in the 30s or so. I think he was like 35-1, I believe. But overall, like if you're looking to get a horse in the race and get somebody at 14-1, I think Webb Simpson's a good spot. And I think Patrick Reed at 12-1 is a good spot. And I see Rahm's 12-1 as well. Let me see where Rahm's at, because Rahm, he's T13. He's just right out of that top 10. Everything's fluctuated because of that -7 at the end of the day. And I think you cannot consider that at all. So, all right. All right, I think I pretty much covered everything today that I wanted to, just break down the round one. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys have any questions about any bets or anything, hit me up now for the next minute or so. And we'll see what, maybe I can help out. And Connor's checking back in. Don't hate a read over Burger tomorrow minus 125. Yeah, I don't hate it either. Reed's awesome around the green. I will be more than happy to lay that juice. I wonder if that's on. Let me see. Is that on DraftKings? I think it was. I think I did see that. I'm surprised I didn't even talk about that Burger. Yeah, I actually have minus 129 right now, so it went up just a little bit. Maybe it's different on different books for the most part. I would lay that juice, no problem. Reed is locked in. He's -2. Great around the green. Solid putter. I mean, his approach shots haven't been good of late, but you know what? If you're good around the green, I see no problem with that. I love that play. I'm all for Connor, minus 125. That's fantastic. That's a good find right there by you. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for me. But thank you again, guys, for listening to Off the Tee, pop-up tee time. Just talking about round one Masters. I had a great time conversating with you guys, trying to find you guys good bets. Awesome time. I love the live format. I love being on heat ratio. It's a great spot as far as everything going on with sports. It's not just golf. You have a lot of great programs: hockey, football, basketball, everything. Daily fantasy. Tony has it covered, especially with his other guys as well. And thank you again, guys. And remember, let's go make that money, guys. Let's cash in and enjoy an incredible tournament. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Oh, my man. Looking good, buddy. I know. Yes, the new camera is strong. And I want to personally apologize to Harry Mays because I just had a terrible everything going on. Still trying to get the kinks in. My man. So everything is smooth sailings from here. So thank you again, guys. And let's make that money.